Okay, we'll start our meeting. Good evening, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining in today's meeting. The purpose of this meeting is to help each other. Our mission is to help each other and develop as a effective communicator and improve our own presentation skills by helping each other. So this is the safest environment to practice your presentation skill. And we provide constructive feedback to all speakers after the provided speech. So before we start the meeting, let's have anybody has a joke you want to start to cheer up the mood of everyone. Anyone wants to volunteer? So we don't have any volunteer today. Okay, we'll make it a no joke day today. So we were supposed to have 4 speakers, but we don't have the fun speaker rate. We have 3 speeches today, fabulous speeches, and all 3 of them are giving their project number 2, how to organize your speech. That's the project number 2. So you should have a good opening, you have a good body to support your opening, and you should have a good conclusion. So that's the purpose of this project. Now, without delay further, let's welcome our first speaker. And Richa will be evaluating Vinita's speech. Let's welcome Vinita with her speech. Vinita.
Thank you, Batuk sir. Hello, everyone. Today I am here to give my second speech and I am very glad for this opportunity. Today I have picked the topic nominal agriculture country Nepal. I think some of you I guess why I put nominal in front of agriculture country Nepal. Since the childhood we have been reading that Nepal is an agriculture country. But do you think can we say it proudly, or can you say that we feed by ourselves? I guess not. Because the import rate data show us mirror that we have been dependent on others to feed ourselves. As per the recent data, we have imported 250 billion rupees of agricultural goods from abroad. So this shows that how much we are dependent on others to feed us. Due to the pandemic, the import rate of Nepal has decreased by 15%. But in contrast, the import of agriculture has been increased by 21%. So it shows the mirror of our actual state. We have been calling that we are from the agriculture country Nepal, but we are dependent on others to feed us. In Nepal, total human resources, about 68% of human resources are involved in agriculture. But despite the huge investment in agriculture, high manpower investment in agriculture, we are not able to feed ourselves. Isn't the matter of disappointment? What do you think? What is the problem? Where we are going? I think it's the time, so we should act on it and we should question ourselves. We should change our traditional way of doing, and we should question ourselves where we are actually lacking. What is our root problem? Why we are not being, after involving 68% of total population in agriculture, we are not being able to feed ourselves. What is the main problem? Being a agriculture student, it's the huge concern for me. So I'd like to ask, what could be the major problem? Does it because that we have less manpower in agriculture? Does 68% of total population is not enough to feed us? Or we are lagging in the aspect of financial investment? Does every year 40 to 41 billion rupees of investment in agriculture could not bring the development in agriculture? Or can bring any modernization in agriculture, or we are lacking the aspect of policy. Thus, we don't have a good policy. The agricultural policy that were formed were not executed properly, or we are not being able to implement that properly. So what could be the reason? Where are we actually lagging? We call ourselves an agriculture country. We are from agriculture country, Nepal, but the reality is different. The scenario is different. We are not even to feed ourselves. We need to depend on other to feed us. So what do you think? What could be the major problem and what could be the solution? What should we do? So I'm just here to, so in this speech, I will let you know the what could be the possible solution or what we could do to improve our condition in the upcoming session. But now today, I am just here to draw your attention towards the alarming issue of Nepal, so that we can come with our concrete plan and we can act on it, so we can save our identity, agriculture country Nepal, from being nominal agriculture country Nepal. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Vanita. That's wonderful speech. Okay, let's welcome our second speaker of the day. So Niharika, you want to go second, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, our second speaker is Niharika. She's going to talk about youth response to COVID-19. Niharika, youth response to COVID-19.
Thank you. Namaste, everyone. Good morning. Good evening, sir. Today I'm giving this speech on youth response to COVID-19. Let me ask you the question. The question is, have you ever think which age group is most affected during the COVID-19? Have you ever think? When I used to think past, like our government has given priority, it was a group of children and old age, because they are less immune to the COVID-19. They are less immune. Do you think is the right to say that old group and child are only vulnerable to COVID-19? What do you think? This is the most difficult question maybe ever asked. When we think in the concept of health, that is true that old age are more affected to COVID-19. But when you ask me, I think that the most vulnerable group to respond to COVID-19 is youth. I'll give the answer why I think so. The answer might come is the most hardworking, the most laborious, the most exciting age group is youth, right? We have the option to get to move to abroad. We have option to go through our career phases. We have option to work on ourselves to build our personality. We have option. We have responsibility to earn for ourselves and to manage country, serve nation, society. We are the most social workers, social heroes of the nation. Youth are the building block. But in the COVID-19 situation, we have gone through the problem, not only the problem that related with the financial pressure, but also the problem of where to go in nearby future. The uncertainties and risks that the COVID-19 has created during this pandemic session was out of the so when we think of what might be the solution that the pandemic has okay, sorry. So let me So when we think that what could be the problem that COVID-19 has created to the youth, the problem might come is social pressure to renew our society, to take our own expenses, charges. Dealing with the situation has already created a burden. There is the psychosocial pressure. Loss of youth has committed the suicide. The age where you need to go out for work, when you need to improve yourself, they are just caged in a prison. Instead of that, instead of going through all the pandemic situation, our youth has managed to volunteer in front of everyone into the society, that they could give a positive hope to others. They were working for the children, they were working on them, and they're working for the nation as well. This is not the easy job. This is not the easy job to work for yourself and to solve when you are having a mental burden, mental pressure in your society. The uncertainties and risks that pandemic has created is out of the reach. So my dear friends, I think we all are the human beings, right? We all need to have positive response. Youth during the COVID-19 situation has created the outbreak situation. They have created a very nice they have created a very nice scenario for themselves. Some of us could not achieve the career goal, but that's okay. Life is much more than the career. We can grow up in next season as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. That was a very nice speech. Now let's welcome our final speaker of the day. Say Shiksha is going to give us a speech on volunteer. Let's welcome Shiksha Gautam.
Good morning, everyone, and good evening to Batuk sir. Hey, have you ever heard the saying, happiest people are not those who are getting more, but those who are giving more? Yes, today I'm going to talk about volunteering. I guess, and I'm sure most of you have done volunteering in your life, maybe at school, at colleges, at work, even in your community. Today, I'm going to share one of my volunteering experiences. In 2018, I got an opportunity to volunteer in Enable Nepal, an NGO which distributes 3D printed prosthetic hands for free of cost for children with upper limb deficiencies. When I heard about this opportunity, I was really excited to work to help those little kids and to learn the new technology of 3D printing. Experience of working in Enable Nepal was amazing, where I met volunteers, a lot of volunteers, amazing people, especially those kids who has really inspired me a lot. I also interacted with their parents, and it was really disheartened to know about their problems and challenges, social stigmas they face in their daily life due to not having a hand. But those little kids were really so positive about their life despite not having a hand. They were motivated to do better in their life. They had very amazing dreams and aims to learn about their future planning and all other stuff. It was really inspiring for me. Some kids were even very motivated in their life. I think that it really made me very positive in my life, positive about life. These volunteering experiences really taught me to be positive in my life, no matter how tough sometimes it seems to us. And helping others without any expectations has made me so contained in my life. And I believe it was also very good for me in the long run in my health. it has changed my perspective about life. Otherwise, I was so complaining about so many different things, little things, not having a good career sometimes, not having money or other things. But life is much more beyond that. The act of helping others, act of giving to others really make you so satisfied and content in your life. After it even changed my behavior, it even changed my way of thinking, you know. So after realizing these changes, I researched about the benefits of volunteering in internet and found that it's the act of helping others bound to cause bound to call release bound our brain to release more dopamine, which in turn helps us to combat stress, anxiety, depressions, and the most best part, it helps us to feel good about yourself. So yeah, dedicating your part of your time involving in volunteering can also help you to make more confident and tackling new challenges in your life. Another benefit of volunteering is that you can pick up new skills, meet a lot of new people, like-minded people, and make a good community, a better community. At last but not the least, I would say dedicating your part of your time, services, even money to the worthy cause can be very fulfilling and satisfying. Volunteering in Enable Nepal over the past few years has been an amazing time of my life. I've received the best reward of my life. It was a life-changing opportunity for me. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, you guys were all give a wonderful speech. That's very encouraging sign. Okay, now let's start our evaluation session. Let's welcome Richa Acharya evaluating. I know Niharika left; she had to attend the class. Let's welcome Richa Acharya evaluating Vinita's speech first. Go ahead.
Good morning, everyone, and good evening to Batuk sir. It's nice to see you all after a long time. So, regarding the speech, I was very happy to hear from all of you and from Vinita even because her health was not well. I can see even in the video. So, starting from her speech, she gave a very nice speech. It had good introduction, body, and conclusion. But content-wise, I have nothing to say. Because in case of solution, I couldn't hear much that we can improve. But structure-wise, it was very good. I would like to say, like body posture that you maintained initially, like you crossed the hand, it wasn't like appealing to see. So I think you can work on that. Rather than that, I have nothing to comment. And in case of Shiksha, on volunteering, I'm very happy to hear about your volunteering experience. You had your grammar was on point, and regarding the introduction, body, and conclusion, it was all good. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Richa, for a nice evaluation. You're right on the spot about Okay. Yes, I'm happy to see you guys giving second speech. How do you feel about it? After two speeches, how do you feel? I mean, you still have some nervousness on you. I can see that in your face, in your voice, in your body language, but that's okay because you are only two speeches away. For me to come to that stage, it took me like 6 or 7 speeches. So don't be discouraged that, oh, I'm still not doing well. Don't worry about those things. I mean, you guys are heading in the right direction. Standing in front of the camera for 3 to 5 minutes and talking about something that is not easy, because you have to play with your thoughts, or you have to memorize your speech. You have to play with your thought and what to say. You need a lot of coordination within yourself, your body, your mind, what you're saying. It's a lot of coordination inside, so it doesn't come in a two speeches. But I'm so proud of you guys that you are able to speak for 3 to 5 minutes without losing the control. That's a good step in the right direction. So congratulations to all of you. I mean, I'm not going to be too critical on what you guys did well and what you guys did not do well, because it's not a overnight thing that you can improve it. All I can say is you are going in the right direction, and try to keep that pace. Don't let it go down. Oh, maybe I did not do well. Maybe it's not something that I should pursue or I should try. It's not for me. If you have that kind of mindset with you, you're not going to improve it. Yes, I was there. I was bad before. Now I'm getting better. And my next goal is to get even better. I keep on practicing no matter what. If you have that kind of mindset, it will not take a long time for you to be a good speaker. So all I can say today is thank you for trying. That's all I can say now. Thank you for trying. And people just give up in a first speech and they don't come back. But you tried and you did better than last time. So that's all I can say for today. Rest. I want you to go and watch your video yourself and see where you can improve. So once you internalize the problem areas you saw yourself, it will come faster. Oh, I need to fix that. I need to fix that. Oh, I did not do well here. I need to fix that. So you start learning by yourself and you start fixing it. So don't be discouraged. You be encouraged and keep your head high on and keep practicing. You can go and practice the same speech again. There is no harm in that one. In fact, it makes you better. So what I would suggest is when you are opening your speech, follow the guideline. Try to grab attention of your audience. Shiksha, in your case, you can say, hey, how many have you volunteered? You just ask the question so that people will immediately learn about the topic you are going to talk about. So this is how you can grab attention. If you're talking about current issues or anything, any subject, try to find a one-liner or one sentence to grab audience's attention. Or today I'm going to talk about so-and-so. That will be a lame opening because they already know the topic we are going to talk about. So try to bring a small short story or question, something people want to hear and quickly relate what you are going to talk about. So that's the opening. And body, you normally supply the information to support your topic. I mean, many of you did very well on body part. I don't have question on that. And in conclusion, you can do the same thing. You can have a closing remarks. That way people can remember what you are talking. So this is some small tips. Just follow the guideline I gave you. That will help you. Okay, thank you very much. Today I'm going to talk about your third project. I know many of you saw holding hand like this. I saw Vinita, I think you're holding hand like this. I know you're not feeling well, but that's okay. But you're holding your hand like this. And Shiksha, your hand was playing a little bit more, and like in the upper part of your body, like this, you are playing a little bit here. So that's all part of the nervousness. You don't know what to do with your hand. We'll talk about that in my next presentation, in my next project. Let me share you, then we'll talk together. Okay, can you all see it? Your project number 3 is Your Body Speaks. That's your third project. We are going to talk about your body language, your facial expression, your eye contact. All those tips and techniques we'll be talking about in project number 3. And you'll be following these guidelines to prepare your next speech. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hey, just a second. Let's see. From here and go to. Oh, this is why. Okay. Here's your key points. Action speaks louder than the word. We'll go in details on each points. 5 ways to make your body speak effectively. Your speaking posture, how you should present yourself from physically. Your gestures, your hand gestures, your body movement, your stage movement going from one place to another place. Your facial expression, whether you are sad, emotional, happy, angry, confused, whatever you are. And your eye contact, whether you are looking at your audience, or you're looking side or up or down, or you're looking at the audience. And finally, how to make good first impression. How do you go into the stage? How do you prepare before you go to the stage? Those kind of tips and techniques we'll be talking about in this presentation. Action speaks louder than the words. Your goal in public is to communicate. In 3 to 5 minutes, you are not only giving a speech that is important to them, but you are trying to convince them. Your goal is to communicate and make sure they take your message with them. That's your goal. So to make that effective, your body should align with what you are saying. If that does not match, then your audience will immediately find you're not honest, you're not sincere. If you want to give an earnestness, enthusiasm, and sincerity, your body should align with what you're saying. When you speak, your audience judge your speech as well as you as a person. They might say, if you are not enthusiastic when you are speaking, they might say, look how sluggish, how lethargic he looks. It looks like somebody pulled him in the stage to say something. He's not even energetic. He's not even enthusiastic. The audience will have a immediately negative impression about you. So the principle of empathy and why physical action helps. If you are energetic, if you are contacting to your audience right in a right way, you are sincerely, you are talking inside your, with your feelings, your true feelings, then people will believe you what you are saying. So you are looking here and there and just making up, you're trying to imitate someone and trying to deliver your message, and you're just trying to spend that 3 to 5 minutes in this stage and move on, then your body will tell the audience you are not sincere. So make sure your action speaks louder than the word. Doesn't matter how nice your speech is, how important your speech is, how much work you did to prepare a speech, does not matter. It's only 50%. 50% is your content, 50% is your delivery. And your body tells you how you do. That's rule number 1, or tip number 1. 5 ways, there are 5 tricks you can do. Eliminate distracting mannerism, like rocking, pacing, tapping the finger, biting your lips, or licking the lips, and etc. People can notice right away how your face looks like, what you're doing with your hand, what you're doing with your face, what you're doing with your lips, what you're doing with your putting hands in a pocket here and there. They'll notice right away. Those kind of things will distract your audience. So try to eliminate those distracting mannerisms. Second, be natural, be spontaneous, and be conversational. So if you have questions you want to ask audience, ask. Try to maintain that conversation. How many of you have done volunteer in the last 1 month? Raise your hand. You're asking audience to raise their hand, to do the action, to take some actions. That's kind of conversation that builds your continuous relationship with your audience, and as well as it adds effectiveness to your speech. And be natural. Don't try to imitate somebody's speech. How they delivered, you're trying to deliver the same way. Don't try to imitate. It should be natural. It should come from within you. Then only it becomes more genuine or effective. Let your body mirror your feeling. When I say that is, you have a happy feeling. Just let your body reflect that. Let your face reflect that. If your speech content says something about good or something about bad too, it could be a sad story you're talking about. Let your face reflect. Build self-confidence through preparation. This is something that you sit in front of the mirror and practice. How does my face look like? Whether should I make my eye wide open like this, or should I make face angry or confused, depending on your story. You have to play with those things over and over. Then only you get. Because have you seen the people? You can go and watch movies. You can right away find out whether that actor is acting properly or not, right? He doesn't even know how to act. You can find out right away because it did not come. He did not get into the character without preparation is going there. So have a good preparation. And how do you prepare? Same thing. Mirror your friends, your family. Use them as a lab. You are an agriculture student, so you have gone to the lab many times to test something, right? So use your friends and family as your lab, learning lab, I should say. Your posture. Now you learn how to make your body effective. Now you're going to talk about posture. I mean, there are certain techniques I have shared with you here, like stand straight but not rigid. Like, don't be rigid like this. Just stand natural. Your 2 feet should be 6 to 12 inches apart, one slightly ahead. You go and practice this technique at home. Ask someone to read these points to you and follow these points. You'll find the difference. Lean forward a little bit. Not if you go like this, it doesn't look good. So lean forward a little bit so that it looks natural. Knees straight but not locked. Don't lock your knees together. It should be straight and not locked. Shoulder relax. Don't be rigid here. Don't put too much pressure on the shoulder. Just let it go. Just relax. Chest up and stomach in. So see, I mean, read these points. Ask your friends or your family members to read these points and follow accordingly, and you find the difference. Let your arms hang naturally because many of you did like this or like this. So just let it go naturally. If you want, you can, as I have been sharing with you, just stand in a Jnana Mudra or Dhyana Mudra. Just let it go. All of your nervousness will be gone there. And do not maintain the same position throughout the presentation. That will tell the audience you are too nervous to present it. So just be dynamic based on your story, based on your speech. Try to be as dynamic as possible. So practice those things when you are giving speech. Now let's come to gesture. Say specific bodily movement that reinforces a verbal message, thought, or emotion. That's your gesture. What you are doing with your hands, what you're doing with your face. That tells what kind of message you are trying to deliver. When your story says sad thing, and if you are laughing, then that doesn't make any sense, right? People will immediately relate that way. Hands can be great communication tool. Your hand, like you want to say number, you want to say up and down like a pig, you want to say wide. It tells you a lot of messages. But as a new speaker, they get confused what to do with my hands. That's why, it just jumbles here and there and you don't even know what your hands are doing. You may have noticed yourself in past 2 speeches. After this presentation, you'll start noticing, oh, my hands, what are they doing? No, I did not even notice them. They are up here. So practice this. Because your gestures tells the precise thing, actual thing. If you're saying numbers like 2, you can say like this. 3, 4, 5, you can count like this. Big or small, those are the things that says precise things to the audience while you are giving a speech. Why gestures? Why they are important? Clarify and support your words. I mean, these points you can read yourself. I'll make this available for you, or you can look in the recording later on. And dramatize your ideas. You can say, make your face like this and it's like this. That means you are trying to exaggerate and make things big. So it helps you to dramatize your ideas. Lend emphasis of spoken word. You can say, point your hand like this. Yes, you are right. You can say like that because you are trying to put emphasis on what you're trying to say. Because that will add, with your hand gesture will add, and will help reduce tensions. I mean, you notice that, right? Your hands are just playing here. You're just trying to transfer all of your tensions to your hand. That's what it's happening. Okay, so it helps to reduce your tension and stimulate audience participation. Obviously, once they see the good body gesture matching with your speeches, it makes them to believe you and they'll enjoy your speech more than without it. What are the types of gestures? There can be descriptive gestures like size, shape, movement, location, function, number of objects like 2, 3, 4, or empathetic gestures. A clenched fist like you want to say, yes, I want to do this. I want to be a good speaker. So you're putting emphasis, you want to put in fist like this, you're determined to do it. Or like a suggestive gestures, like open palm, you are welcoming everyone in the audience. Versus pointed finger, you are blaming someone. And shrug of shoulder, like you are trying to say, hey, go and relax and just enjoy, and then you can do like this, right? So it's just, your body will tell more than what you're trying to say. And prompting gestures, asking audience, hey, raise your hand, or you can clap, whatever you want to say. So those are different types of gestures you can use. How to gesture effectively. Respond naturally, what you think, feel, and say. Don't try to make it, or don't try to imitate somebody else. Make it your own, make it natural. And create the condition for gesturing, not the gesture. Suit the action to the word and the occasion. You are trying to do some actions, like a raising hand. You can make those kind of things in your speech and try to generate those kind of hand gestures. Make your gestures convincing. Don't try to make unnatural gestures. So make sure your audience will believe what you are trying to say. And make your gestures smooth and well-timed. Just don't play with your hands here and there, because that will be distracting to your audience. So make it well-timed and smooth. Now, next one comes to our body movement. I mean, many of you might have noticed yourselves. You are standing in front of the camera and just giving a speech. Some of you are moving up front and back like this. Right? That is distracting. So you have to make a good body movement. And you need to make a from one place to another place. It's timely transition from one place to another place. So you can take your audience with you when you are moving. So they will follow you. The way you are moving in the stage, you'll force them to follow you. And they will understand from one place to another place, oh, now there is a transition going on, and they have to transition with you. So the body movement is very important. Say, why body movement? Why good body movement? It supports and reinforces what you say, attracts audiences' attention. They'll just move with you. And fastest and effective means of relieving physical tension. If you are standing in one place, yourself might get tense. Oh, when should I finish it? When should I finish it? When should I finish it? If you start moving yourself, you are relieving your tensions while doing that. Okay? And dramatize and illustrate specific points. Like if you are jumping, your story tells jumping, right? Then you can jump from one place to another place. Just to relate to your speech or specific points. That's part of the body movement. Now comes your facial expression. Your audience watch your face during the presentation, of course, right? I mean, they are looking at you in your eyes, in your face directly. So they will see in your face whether you are honest, whether you are sincere, whether you are enthusiastic. They will see from your face. facial expression is the key determinant of the meaning behind the message, what you're trying to say. Whether you want to give a message, you want to give some motivational speech, you want to inspire someone, you are entertaining, your face will tell more than what you say in words. Your face communicates your attitude, feelings, emotions. Like whether you are surprised, you are afraid of fear, happiness, confusion, interest, anger, sadness. What do you want to feel? Your face will tell those things to your audience. Remove expressions that don't belong on your face. When you are telling your story, when you are giving a speech, if something comes that does not match with your story or your speech, don't try to bring to that your face. Avoid licking or biting the lips, tightening the jaws, right? You're just stressed inside yourself. You're then like this, you're trying to bite your lips or licking your lips. That's bad mannerism. So try to avoid those things. And learn to control distracting facial expression. When you are giving a speech, a lot of things could happen. Some of you might have noticed even today, you're stuck in some places in between. You don't know what to do next. Your pause was a little longer in between. So in that situation, your nervousness grows like anything. It will be like, here, oh man, what should I say now? I mean, what audience will think about me? I'm stuck here. So at that point, a lot of distracting things could happen to you. So try to learn how to control them. Learn how to unstuck yourself. Okay, if I stuck here, I'll say something that is relevant to my topic, but I'll just keep going. I mean, if his audience is smart, they'll find out. If not, they don't care. You'll just try to keep going as soon as possible. Don't remain, because if you are stuck there, I mean, you're already in a bad situation. You don't want to make it worse. So what you want to do is try to quickly come out of that situation and try to normalize the situation. So you have to practice those things over and over. That's your facial expression. Now comes eye contact. I mean, we have talked about this many times. To keep the connection with the audience, why eye contact is essential. You want to remain in touch with your audience. You want to watch them and they want to watch you. So that kind of communication through eye contact should always be there. And the other benefit of having eye contact is you are sincere. You may have heard your parents or friends, even with your friends, hey, look it in my eyes and tell. When you are talking eye to eye, then it's symbol of sincerity. Now with eye contact, you can influence your audience. You don't let them get distracted. I mean, you may have noticed also, when speaker is watching you, when you are in the audience, you hardly make another move or something else, talking to friends or watching a phone. You quickly come out and start paying attention to the speaker. So eye contact will watch audience too. It's not audience only watch you, you also watch the audience. Helps to overcome nervousness. That's another way. You are looking directly at the audience and you know how audiences are reacting to your speech. From that point, it will help you to manage your nervousness and helps to adjust in your presentation based on audience reaction. So when you are directly interacting and watching your audience, you know how they are reacting to your speech. liking, disliking, or they are very enthusiastic about your speech, then you can adjust your speech accordingly. If they did not like in between, they are just sluggish, they did not follow, then you can quickly adjust your speech and say something funny, so that people will start laughing and come back to you again. So that helps to readjust your speech with the based on audience reaction. Those are the points you had to work while preparing your next speech. I know it's kind of hard. It's a lot of work to do because you have already completed your first speech, your second speech, now the third speech. It's getting harder and harder. So don't be discouraged. Challenge yourself and try to put these tips in your speech when you present next time. So how to make the first impression? And you have heard, right? If the first impression is last impression. You don't want to have a bad impression in the beginning itself. So your appearance. Try to present yourself in such a way that you are going for the big thing. You are taking these things seriously. Yes, I want to go and give a 5 to 7 minute speech so that everybody will love my speech. And I'll make my appearance in the same way. So you are determined. It says a lot of things the way you appear, right? Your appearance tells you whether you are determined or not, whether you are serious or not. Your outfit, your appearance, your facial expression at that point, how enthusiastic you are going there. So make sure those things match before you go and start your presentation. The second one is before you speak. I mean, you have some time to interact with audiences. Just informal talk, just to understand, what do they think? How do they react? I mean, what is their thought process? What do they think about this event you are participating? So that will help to build some sort of relationship with the audience. And it makes a lot comfortable to you when you go into the stage and give a speech. Because you already build some kind of relationship with them beforehand. So before you speak to your audiences. And the first minute, always pay attention. That's why, in our opening body conclusion, your opening should be very strong. That 1 minute, the first minute will tell you what kind of speaker you are, what are you going to talk about, how sincere you are, how effective you will be. So it will tell a lot of things. So the first minute, you had to work very hard. And that tells you how your rest of the speeches will go. So these are the 3 points you want to keep in mind to have a good first impression. At the end, the most important thing in communication is hearing what is not said. That means your body language, your facial expression, your hand gestures, your body movement. Those things are not said. They are seen by your eyes, by audience's eyes. And that tells a lot of things to the audience. With that said, thank you very much. This is your project for the next week. And I'll make this document available for you. Okay, just a second.